Well, we've already had one horizontal jump final decided. Here's the second of this evening. And we have the men's long jumpers out there. 8 men. Looking at Radek Juška, Lescay. Well, he was looking as though he was carrying an injury in the qualifying rounds yesterday, Lescay, but looking now as though he's a little bit more comfortable moving around. Andreas Trajkovski, North Macedonia. I don't think North Macedonia, since independence, have ever had a man in a European final, indoors or out. Jaime Guerr is knocked out to 8:14 this year. And one of those people who did get the automatic qualifying distance of 8 meters in the qualifiers. Mattia Furlani, the European list leader, with that 8:37 that he did earlier this year. And there's its great rival from the under 20 days, Bozhidar Sarâboyukov. Looking good as well in qualifiers. This man, Gerson Baldé, led the qualifiers with 8:11. There's some of his own supporters from France. Those splendid tricolour hats. And now the men's long jump final gets underway with Radek Juška, the very first man in this competition. Oh, and that's a good start for Juška, over 8 meters. Oh, Juška's got fine credentials. He's a good championship competitor. Stretching out. That's looking as though it's possibly around the 8.5 to 8.10 region. He's happy with that. There's Jaime Guerr, one of 2 Spaniards, clapping his compatriot, Lescay. I think that's a foul. Just wait for confirmation. But he's running a lot freer. He's obviously had a lot of work on his left, looks like a left thigh. Much less strapping on there than there was yesterday.
I think you're right, Phil. And I was watching Lescay come down the runway. There's power, there's confidence there. But, oh, that's such a shame. 4.8 centimetres in the wrong direction. But Lescay, I don't think there's going to be many attempts in there. I think he's going to be looking at this final and kind of saying, I need to nail 1 or 2 jumps and hope that's enough to get a medal. I don't think we're going to see a full 6 rounds out of him. Not the way he was moving in qualification last night.
So, Thobias Montler, silver medalist at the last 3 editions. Every time behind Miltiadis Tenzoglu, but a ill-timed bout of flu has kept the Greek out of this competition. Opened it up for somebody else to stand on the podium for the first time since 2017. Maybe it will be Thobias Montler. Montler, very experienced competitor. Oh, that's around the 8 meter mark. Juška jumped 7.97. A little bit shorter than I would thought. Looked as though it was just a fraction over 8 meters rather than under 8 meters. That may just take the lead at this very, very early stage of the competition. But spot on for Montler. Just about 4 centimeters to spare on the board.
And when we look back at that women's triple jump final, the likes of Naya Filipic and Sani Salmondon just putting the pressure on themselves with all those fouls. Yes, Montler would have loved to have opened up in the lead and with a jump in excess of 8 meters, but at 7.94 and good on the board, it's a nerve settler for the Swede.
Now, here's a man who, in the absence of Tenzoglu, propelled himself into the position of being a favourite, as we were looking at Mattia Furlani clapping his fellow competitor Andreas Trajkovski. Trajkovski jumped for North Macedonia for the last 3 years. Before that, Danish international. It's a decent effort, fair effort, probably around the 7.70 mark. Trajkovski qualifying for this final with a season's best of 7.85. Got a bit to spare on the board for Trajkovski. Jumped 7.72 this year prior to coming to Apeldoorn, but found a personal season's best. Now, Jaime Guerr. I think that might have been a foul. Yes, it's confirmed on the stadium scoreboards. Nevertheless, just to remind you, all 8 competitors get 6 attempts. There's no cut-off after the 3rd round. But a good effort, though. That was around the 8:30 mark, and he was only 4 centimetres over the board. So he's advertised he's going to be a threat. I
think Jaime Guerr could be one to watch here, and one of those athletes that might have looked at the absence of Tentoglu and saying, look, that frees up a spot on the podium if you look at the favourites, and he's really rising to the occasion this weekend.
Now, Mattia Furlani took silver at the European Championships last summer in Rome, bronze at the Olympic Games, and he's still only 19, turns 20 a little bit later on in the year. European leader with 8.37. What can this young man do? Oh, well, it's a big jump, but is it a foul? He's not giving off his usual exuberant celebrations when he pulls out a big one, and they're very quickly raking over the pit. As you can see there, the red LED indicator on the signage, but only 3 centimetres over the board. Once upon a time it was into the plasticine, now it's just into the black zone.
I think if you look at Furlani's kind of scorecards, they're an absolute mess. There's loads of fouls in there, but when you watch the competitions, they're only ever by small margins. It's not like he's way off. He seems his full commitment on every jump he does, and you know, he's often just a few centimetres over, but it's quite consistent, really.
Sarâboyukov, the Bulgarian, tall, long, rangy, excellent high jumper and triple jumper as well. That's probably around the 7.85 mark. Yes, gets some white flag. Sarâboyukov has jumped 8.19 this year. Personal best remains 8.22, which he jumped for the silver medal behind Furlani at the European Under-20 Championships 2 years ago in Jerusalem. 7.88. Fair start for the Bulgarian. Now the man who led the qualifiers with 8.11, equaling his personal best, Gerson Baldé. Let's see how he can follow up his excellent qualifying competition. Not quite as spectacular. Oh, he looks as though he's slightly injured himself. I hope that's not too serious. This is a very warm indoor arena, as we've commented a couple of times. And that should be good for the jumpers. It mean that their muscles stay nice and loose.
It's such an aggressive, kind of unforgiving event, the horizontal jumps and the power they put through their joints, and let's hope that Baldé is okay there.
5.75. Now Lescay. Second attempt for Lescay. Oh, that's a good effort from the former world under-18 silver medalist. Only been eligible to compete for Spain for about 6 weeks. Ex-Cuban, now domiciled in Spain. Spot on. Technically a really good jump. Yes, he clearly, whatever they've done to repair the damage that was very evident in the qualifying yesterday, the Spanish physios have done a good job.
Yeah, Spanish physios have definitely earned their money with Lescay. He's moving much better. I'm still worried about how many jumps he can do, how much force he can put through that quad, but that's great to get that 8.12 down as a marker.
Thobias Montler. Had a good opener, 7.96. I think that's a foul. Yes, they were very quick to confirm it on the infield scoreboard. Yeah. And it's confirmed on your screens. But, halfway through the second round, he's in third place. Just ahead of him, Radek Juška at 7.97, and then Lescay 8.12. You've just seen
Jaime Guerr up next. It's that big jump in his first round that ended up as a foul. That looks round about the mark we've just seen from Lescay. Looking across, it does get the green light. Valid attempt for Guerr. It's going to be in excess of 8 metres. Just a question of how far over 8 metres. Jaime Guerr. Ooh, okay, maybe he's clattered down on the 8-metre mark. Whatever it is, it's going to be good. Going to take the pressure off him, put the pressure on the likes of Montler and Furlani. 5 men have gone over 8 metres in this final so far this season. Lescay, that was actually a season's best for the athlete that's gone into the lead. 8.06 for Guerr. It's at 1-2 for Spain. Mattia Furlani on the runway for a second attempt. That foul, remember, it's just a minor foul, just 3 centimetres over the board. Furlani would have made an adjustment. Great jumping this year, 8.37, season's best. Centimetre off the person best he set last summer in Rome, a world under 20 record of 8.38. To take the silver at the European Championships behind Militades Tontoglu. Okay, is that a valid jump for Furlani? Looks like it's in excess of 8 metres. He has got the green light. I don't think that's going to surpass Lescay, not yet. Have a look on the side-on view here from Furlani, that nice little dip of the hips into the board. Okay, he's moved his mark about quite significantly there for me. 16 centimetres to spare. That maybe that was a safety jump. It's come up at 8.10. He splits the Spanish athletes, slots himself into second place. But he's given away 16 centimetres there. Maybe he'll move, adjust his mark there. Now he's got a good jump down on his scorecard.
So, Bozhidar Sarâboyukov. Oh, that's a foul. Quite easy to spot. And the verdict on the LED screen, failed attempt, yes, very much so.
I always love the attitude of Sarâboyukov. You know, as a relatively young athlete, you'd expect him to come in and you know, be a bit overwhelmed by the situation. Perhaps it's having Furlani sort of right there in front of him, achieving what he's achieving. But for me, the Bulgarian, he always looks frustrated if he's doing anything except winning. And he is a very competent jumper, but you know, he just looks so ambitious.
Yes, and of course it's a rivalry with Furlani that goes back to the European under-18s in 2022 when they were both contesting the triple jump and the high jump in, should say the long jump and the high jump, when they were both considered actually high jumpers as the preferred event, and both have actually then switched and concentrated on the long jump. Now, Radek Juška, third attempt for the Czechia athlete. He's just being pushed out of the medals at the moment after that jump from Mattia Furlani. Let's see. Gerson Baldé, yes, I'm just looking. Baldé, which we thought he might have sustained a slight injury, did pass his second attempt, which would be a great pity because he had such a good qualifying competition. Led the qualifiers with that 8.11. Juška, just shy of 8 metres. Good on the board though, Juška.
Well, Guillermo there celebrating.
So this is pre-recorded from a moment ago. Mattia Furlani, third round for the Italian. Oh, that's a great effort from the Italian. That's flying into the sky here in Apeldoorn. Oh, there's a wonderful jump, a long jump, but just a very slight foul. Nevertheless, Furlani in second place at the moment with that 8-10 in the second round. He's just 2 centimetres behind Lescay of Spain. Yes, exactly. No. Gerson Baldé, 8-11 in the qualifying round, led the qualifiers. Oh, that's a good jump. That is just a fraction shy of the lead, 8-12. It looks as though it's just over 8 meters, and that could well move him up into the medal positions. Bronze at the moment held by Jaime Guerr at 8:06. Gets the green light, 8:07. It does put him up into third place, and he looks as though he's recovered from that niggle he had in the first round. Jaime Guerr now. We're in the 4th round. Jaime Guerr has just been nudged out of the medals by Gerson Baldé. He's very quick. Oh, was that a foul? I think it might well have been, in his desperate bid to respond to being sent down to 4th place. Yes, I think on the replay you can see it was a pretty clear foul. 17.5 centimetres over the board.
Furlani, he just always seems to be playing with the event, and I think when you see an athlete relaxing and enjoying themselves, it's fun to watch, and I think it often does convert to performances. Of course, Furlani, so passionate and so driven, but he's in 2nd place by 2 centimetres behind Lescay, but he knows those 2 fouls, they were minor. They were just a couple of centimetres, and they were big jumps. They were well big enough to take a gold medal here. So he's just got to get his foot right on the board, Furlani, and perhaps the gold medal's his. That was close again, but the same story with Furlani. He's miles down the pit, but it's a failed attempt. And he does look chilled, he does look relaxed, but at some point that's going to turn a little bit as he's only got 2 attempts left to go.
As we're speaking live, let me just come in and explain something I've just found out. Apparently Georgia Hunter-Bell has been suffering from flu, and it looked it, didn't it, every inch of that last couple of laps.
So while that was going on, the long jump was progressing, and this is Gerson Baldé, 5th round. He's lying in 3rd place at the moment. Oh no. That's not going to improve him. It's not going to move him up the podium as it stands at the moment, and he's continuing to have problems. But he did manage to get that 8.07 in. Yeah, he's looking as though it's an ankle issue. He's looking very pained when he comes out of the pit. He's just trying to stretch it out. Maybe ligaments giving him some problems. Nevertheless, he's still in the bronze medal position at the moment, but it's very tight at the top. And as I say that, here is Furlani. His penultimate jump. The Italian came here as the favourite after Tentoglu dropped out. Now, was that enough to take the lead? It looks as though he's finally got a legal jump in other than that second round effort. Yeah, looking at that replay, plenty on the board indeed. He didn't even touch the board. 25 centimetres, but 8.12, and he does take the lead on countback by virtue of having the second best jump. But that was an 8.35 jump, basically. Down in 6th place at the moment, hasn't got beyond 8 metres in this competition. It's been a very interesting competition. It's been a very close competition. Sarâboyukov has jumped 8.19 this year. Can get amongst them on the medals, and that might have just done it. Now, is it going to be a valid jump? This is his very last effort. I'm getting the thumbs up from Hannah England. Yes, it does look as though he might well have got himself into the medals with this very last jump, propelled himself forward. Oh, good placement on the board. He was quick in the run-up, lots of elevation. 8.13. He's overtaken Baldé, Lescay and Furlani and put himself in pole position. Oh, and he's a gymnast as well. You know what, Phil? That is the first time I've seen Sarâboyukov have an outpouring of emotion. He's such a controlled and measured young man. I said I can see that ambition written all over him. In round 6 at 8.13, it's going to be a nervous wait for Sarâboyukov, but what a wonderful effort from the Bulgarian. So Radek Juška, he's been on a European indoor long jump podium in the past. Got the silver a decade ago in 2015. Down in 6th at the moment now. Oh, that might be a good jump as well. Oh, it's going to get a red flag. We can see the red marker going up, and it's on your screen now. No, but not by much. And it was an excellent effort from Radek Juška. Juška hasn't gone over 8 metres this year, but if that had been a legal jump, it would have been. But it gets the red cross. Spain has already taken a gold in a horizontal jump this evening, thanks to Annabelle Otero Campare. He's quick. I think that's once again another foul. I think he's hurt himself there, Guerr. See, he couldn't complete the leg shoot.
hamstring.
Yes, it's a slight strain. I hope it's nothing too serious. Oh, it does look as though it might be a bit more serious than I originally imagined. It looks as though he's clutching his left thigh there, left hamstring. I'd like to see the medics get out there.
That's going to slow down the last 3 jumps we've got to come. Gerson Baldé, Lescay, with that strapping on his thigh. He's furiously walking up and down, trying to warm it up, trying to not look at his teammate who's just hurt his hamstring there. I think Guerra knows that might be serious.
I think that might be more than a hamstring pull, because he is in agony and he's thumping the front of his left quad there. I wonder if something more serious has happened. Yeah.
Now Gerson Baldé, who's had a few injury issues of his own during the course of this long jump competition. Needs 8:10 or better. No, that's not going to be it, and he's just going to miss out on a medal. Disappointment for the Portuguese athlete. I was saying it's a good night for Spain, good night for Portugal as well, with that silver medal in the women's 1500 metres. Lescay now knows that he's confirmed as getting at least a medal. What colour it's going to be is still to be decided. Just Lescay and Furlani to come, but they've both been overtaken by Sarâboyukov. 8:13 the target.
Just conceding that he can't jump on that thigh. Perhaps watching Jaime Guerr really injure himself, put the spooks into Lescay, and he doesn't fancy jumping again on that leg.
Well, Sarâboyukov has got himself a Bulgarian flag. He's guaranteed a medal. Now, Mattia Furlani. A 1 centimetre improvement would give him gold on countback. He's twice jumped beyond 8:20 this year. He's got it in his legs. There's no doubt about that. He's quick. And that's a legal jump. It's very close. I don't think that's quite good enough, though, to get him the gold. It was a valiant effort from Furlani. And the European silver medalist outdoors last summer in front of his home crowd in Rome. Let's just wait for the distance, but I don't think it's good enough, and I think he's going to have to settle for another silver. 8:09, second place is confirmed, and Bulgaria, Bozhidar Sarâboyukov gets the gold. 8:13 for the delighted Bulgarian.
Do you reckon that erases all the age group defeats for Bozhidar Sarâboyukov? You know, would he have taken all those silvers in the under-20s, in the under-18s for this, for one senior gold ahead of Mattia Furlani?
Well, you're going up the scales, really. Yes, I think he probably would. But of course, they are going to face each other many more times during the course of the summer, and I'd like to see both of them go to the European Under-23 Championships in Bergen in July. I think we're going to see a lot of interesting contest between Sarâboyukov and Furlani in the coming months and across the years. Lescay now entering the mix now that he's eligible to jump for Spain. It was a pretty good effort from Furlani, but just a couple of centimetres short. There's the final results. Bozhidar Sarâboyukov 8:13, winning by 1 centimetre from Mattia Furlani and Lescay. Both men 8:12, but the Italian gets the verdict on countback. Baldé of Portugal and Guerr of Spain also over 8 metres in that very entertaining and very close competition.